Once upon a time, in the kingdom of Nambago, where rivers shimmered like mirrors and mountains kissed the sky, there lived a princess named Amara. Her beauty was spoken of across the lands, not for her face, but for her spirit. She walked barefoot through the gardens of her people, laughed with the children by the river banks, and listened when the old women told their stories of gods and ancestors. But there was one place she was forbidden to go, the river Luhanga. The elders said it was a sacred river, home to a spirit older than the mountains themselves. Once, long ago, the royal bloodline had broken an oath to the river. Since then, a curse lingered in its waters. Yet one evening, when the sky turned gold and the air carried the scent of rain, Princess Amara wandered too close. She heard music, soft and haunting, coming from the river's heart. The surface rippled, glowing faintly with light. She felt drawn to it, as though it called her name from another world that night. The rains came in torrents, and the river overflowed. The palace awoke to the sound of thunder and rushing water. When the storm calmed, Amara was missing. At dawn, she awoke by the riverside, unharmed yet different. She remembered nothing, except the warmth of hands that had pulled her from the current. In her dreams, she saw eyes deep as the ocean, watching her with quiet love. From that day, Amara began to visit the river secretly. She brought flowers, left small offerings, and whispered her hopes into the mist. And every time, the river glowed faintly in reply, as though listening. Seasons passed, and the land prospered. The crops flourished, the rains came gently, and the kingdom rejoiced. But rumors began to spread, that the princess spoke to someone unseen in the river's depths. The council grew fearful, whispering of old curses, and warned her to stay away. Still, she returned. One morning, the river grew still as glass. In its reflection, Amara saw not her face, but that of a young man standing beside her, his body made of light and water. His eyes carried the sadness of centuries, yet the kindness of a forgotten god. It was then she understood. Her rescuer was the river spirit of Luhanga, bound by the curse her ancestors had cast. The spirit had loved her from the moment she touched the water. Their bond was not of this world, a love between mortal and divine, born of forgiveness and longing. Each visit healed the wounds of the past, softening the curse that had haunted both worlds. But love between a princess and a spirit cannot last forever. As the years turned, Amara's hair began to carry strands of silver, and her reflection grew faint in the river's light. The spirit, eternal and unchanged, stood watching, unable to reach her across the veil that separated them. Yet he promised that when the river called her name again, she would never be alone. On the night of her passing, the sky turned silver, and rain fell like crystal threads. The river overflowed once more, not in rage, but in mourning. And when the dawn came, the people found the river shining brighter than ever, its waters calm, peaceful, alive. They said the princess had become one with the river, that the spirit had carried her soul into his world, where they now dwell as light upon the water. To this day, when moonlight touches the river Luhanga, the villagers say they can see two figures dancing across the ripples, a woman in royal beads and a man made of water. Together, forever, the end, until next time.